Hi everyone, I'm Kent Louie, science teacher and talking head, talking best practice in science education and broadcasting from beautiful Vancouver, Canada. This is episode 65 and we're talking about this one activity I've used recently to introduce CER, that's claim, evidence, reasoning, in my classroom. Teaching students how to use CER to draft an argument is done better if students have lab data to practice with. And ideally, this data is something that we measured experimentally. But experimental data is difficult to get on the first day or week of the new school year. So today, I want to share a quick experiment you can do with your classes to get some interesting data they can analyze. And this activity has students participating in an informal educational study themselves, which would actually help prepare them to write a CER statement based on their own experience. But before I continue, handouts for this episode are available at realsciencechallenge.com/EP65, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now there's an app that was created in 2022 called Bionic Reading, which takes text that we upload and bolds the first few letters of each word. It looks kind of like this, all right? So here is regular text. Notice nothing weird about it, it's just regular text from a textbook that you would read. And here is Bionic text. You see the first couple of letters of each word are bolded. And you know, it's supposed to help students with reading. And I spoke about how I used it with one of my classes in a previous video. But does it actually help with reading? This is the question I wanted my students to answer through an informal classroom experiment that they participated in. And best of all, they get some real scientific data to practice CER with. So for example, according to this data set, students who had bolded text took an average of 168 seconds. That's 2 minutes and 48 seconds to read a sample text. And they got an average of 3.46 response questions correct based on that passage. Now, students who had neutral or normal text, well, they took an average of 216 seconds. That's 3 minutes and 46 seconds to read the same text. And they got an average of about 3.47 questions correct, which is pretty much the same as the other class or the other group. I gave this data to students to analyze after they participated in our informal experiment. And I'll tell you what they wrote about this a little later. But if you want to run this experiment with your own students, it's pretty straightforward. Before you begin, now this is very important, don't tell students what the study is about. Don't mention there's bolded and neutral text. Just say they're doing an informal study. Now give all your students a response form and a question sheet. Then give half the class the text that is neutral and the other class with the bolded text. Have students read the passage and after, tell them to write down how long it took them to finish reading the passage. Now this means that you'll need a timer that students can see, and I project mine on the whiteboard. Now after writing down the time, students can answer the questions on the form. When it looks like everyone is done, now tell students that there are two different text formats. Now it's the time to let the secret out of the bag and have students look at their sheets and note down below here, which one they got. Was it the bolded text or the normal text? Finally, have students mark the questions, collect and tabulate the results according to bold and neutral groups. Now, for this data set, students wrote for claim that Bionic Reading helps improve reading. For evidence, they cited that the bolded text students, read at a faster speed than those who had normal text. For reasoning, students who used bolded text actually said that the bolded letters help them identify the words earlier and skip over words, since our brains can recognize words by just looking at a few letters. And for rebuttal, students said that there, in fact, may be no result or no effect at all of bionic reading, or maybe bionic reading is worse, but that maybe this sample size was too small to see the effect, which is absolutely correct because this sample size is only 30 students big. But what do your results say? How do your results compare to my one class? And this is the awesome thing about this experiment. The CER statement that comes from your class data can be different from mine, which makes this activity fluid and interesting. That's it for this episode. Please smash the like or subscribe button or leave a comment below. And handouts once again are realsciencechallenge.com/EP65. Thanks for watching, and let's talk science education again soon.